lifter noise. I have 45,000 miles, so we're gonna check it out. Maybe change the lifters. And
probably about an hour and 15-minute ride, so we'll burn out there. Great little site out there. We'll enjoy that.
so come with us and check it out. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We made it to see our good friend Allon. He's the builder of our bikes. He's the guy that makes sure our bikes stay awesome. So we're gonna check out the lifters and replace them, and
that's why we got to work on them.
anyway, let's do this.
So yeah, we're up at the shop here. Come with me. Let me show you this ripper that Alan was on. He went with this to Sturgis last year, and you know the young guns were ripping around the place, and he got on this bike. Where's it at, Alan? Here we go. And he just ripped that thing. He used to be an old dirt track racer, and you would have thought he was on the dirt on this thing. He was scraping. Seabear was laughing at him. It was just crazy.
Well, let's go show him a picture of Allon racing over here. Look at that. Allon the Ripper. That was him in some canyons on the way to Sturgis.
Yeah, it was. All right, so the bike's up on the lift. We've taken off the gas tank, removed all the oil lines, and we're starting to get to the top of those rocker covers.
I tell you, I only feel safe with Allon working on this rig. So all the bolts are out and the rocker covers are coming off now, and we'll get right into the rocker arms.
So we've got some beehive springs here. We're gonna see Alan take those push rods out, get down into those lifters.
You got the fueling rocker stud kit in there.
Yep. Nice, nice, nice. Everything looks clean inside. Fueling push rods.
It's very good. And I'm just looking at the wear on it. So we got a little bit of transfer right there, the bushing.
Uh-huh.
For whatever reason it was dry or something that transferred. It's the only one I've seen. This might be the one that has the bad lifter in it. Because that, if the lifter's making noise, it's not pushing oil to the top end.
Gotcha. So the push rod tubes are being taken out now. The O-rings are coming out, and everything is headed over to the cleaning tank.
Get this weeping right here. We need to pull that apart and put new O-rings and all those. So we need to pull them apart and wash them.
Do we have the O-rings?
We got the kit right here.
Need to go into the solvent tank. Get all the dirt
Just like they are?
Yeah, because I'll clean them all up in the solvent tank. You just don't want to scratch them all up.
So,
Alan
in the old
inspects
days,
everything.
before we had 3D computers, what would you do to do the cast?
You have to listen to the
Well,
parts.
yes.
Yes,
The parts will tell you. They will speak to you.
I like that.
What is making the noise in here?
So here Alan is inspecting the lifters to see which one has failed. He's also measuring the lifter walls to see if we need oversized lifters.
These little scratches back there. Assuming that usually comes from debris.
Ever wanted to know what's inside a lifter?
That's called the push rod seat. It's an anti-backflow valve. That's the internals of your plunger.
Interesting. Now, do these things have to be pre-oiled, or are they ready to go once they're in? Just
No, they have to be pre-oiled, pre-pressurized.
pre-pressurized.
That way we try not to, let them pump inside each other.
Interesting.
The push rod actually pushes this down. That's what we call the crush on the lifter. Crushing. So that way, when the engine expands, the cylinders get taller. So this moves up as the cylinder gets taller, so we keep zero lash on the push rod. If this is not, or leaking internally, this won't follow the growth of the engine. That makes the noise.
Yep.
Or at night, it has, like right there, a wear spot. What happens at overnight, because it stops, there's a little bit of spring pressure on it. It
Just sits down.
and then when you start the motor up, there's play right here in the push rod, so then it has to pump itself up.
So as soon as pressure comes up,
So, we're in surgery here, and I think Alan has diagnosed the problem. So it looks like we're going to do the new lifters, and he inspects everything. So, he's making sure that nothing's going to slip by on this. So after diagnosing it, Alan figured it was the front lifter, and after further investigation, when he opened it up and took it apart, it indeed was the front lifter. He looked at everything, every part, felt them, touched them, looked at them, so he could find any kind of wear or damage. And sure enough, he found it. So he's putting the pieces of the puzzle back together. He put assembly lube on them. He's gonna let it kind of soak in there, and then it's gonna go right back in.
To tell you how good it is, I used it to assemble my dirt track engine, my XR 750,
Really?
and I had some guy help me shove the motor in the frame because we were in a hurry to get back to the races. But we had to plug in the oil line and didn't realize it. When we hooked the oil line up to the engine, we had a plug inside of it. So the engine wasn't getting any oil from the oil tank.
Wow.
We fired the bike up, warmed it up, fired it up again and warmed it up. And then I took it on the racetrack, ran 4 laps of practice on it. And I came in and go, man, this thing's a little noisy. Not sure what's going on. We rechecked the valves and everything, went back out for the next practice. It made 2 more laps and then seized up.
I think you were telling me that.
Without oil in it, only assembly oil.
Wow. So that's
It ran
good.
that long with just assembly oil in it.
Liquid gold.
Oh, okay.
And the lifter bore.
Huh?
And the lifter bore.
Keeping everything clean and nice. Feel like I'm gonna have a new bike when Alan's done here.
Can't put it back together with dirt on it because as soon as I push that in there, that dirt will be in that O-ring and then it'll have a leak.
Yep, we don't want that.
And you're just seating that top O-ring.
Yeah. You gotta get it in the hole.
Yeah.
And because I put new O-rings in the middle, now it's nice and tight.
Tight. Yeah.
Like that's right where yours was leaking.
Yeah.
That O-ring. Exhaust is always longer on the Harley.
Gotcha.
That's the intake, and that was the lifter that was bad, right?
Mm-hmm. In fact, I have to be really careful when I put the W3 together because they're the other way.
Ah.
Because of the head.
You got the.
I'm actually doing all the work. Alan's my stunt double. What were those changed from stock, Alan? Was
From bolts to a stud and a nut.
nice. Get that moved up real good. Coming together.
So the rocker covers have been installed and properly torqued, and the spark plugs are going in next with a little bit of anti-seize. Got a lot of little plugs and wires and things to put in here.
But Alan's almost done buttoning this sucker up. So we're all buttoned up here, and Alan finished up. He did a great job changing the lifters out for us, and everything's clean and organized. So what'd you do here?
Well, I really think that front intake lifter, and with the clearance that had, developed in that hole, because we went to the oversized lifter, I think that lifter was, bleeding down overnight and stuff. That's why you had all that startup noise.
Gotcha.
And sometimes you said it would even, at a gas station or something, it would sit there and you'd fire it up and tick for a minute.
Right.
That lifter clearance is so important on keeping that pressure around the outside of that lifter. So even when it's shut off, it's like holding your finger over a straw.
Right.
It keeps the fluid there.
Right.
Otherwise, if it's loose, it just runs out.
Gotcha. So it's all good.
Yeah. So you said you brought a little oil with you?
Yes.
Because we need to top it off, because we lost a little.
Okay.
So let's put it on the side stand and do your normal oil level
Okay.
that you normally do with it when it's on the side stand.
Right.
So let's top it off that way.
So we're going to top off the oil. We're done with a great little educational jam.
Wipe all my fingerprints off so there's no evidence of who worked on it.
I'm stoked.
Hey, while you had the push rod tubes, did you replace all the O-rings?
I always change those O-rings. If they've got that many miles and that many heat cycles on them, you take them apart, put them back together, you're just asking for a leak.
Yep. Thanks, Alan.
So
You're
stoked.
welcome.
Very stoked.
Stoppies on it.
You can't take the dirt out of the dirt tractor. Flat track
It
guy.
slides the front wheel good.
Wow, look, it just takes off on you.